like a lot of people, I think when I work on something that I really believe in, it's maybe like an engine hitting on all cylinders when everything's flowing. That's what happened with this event. The purpose and the goal, I guess, was raising awareness, and the awareness of the impact of our actions, especially environmentally, but even when it comes to safety and all of it for clean, green, safe boating. So raising the awareness is one of the main purposes. And the goal of doing that would be to make a difference, to actually impact the environment less.
In Tacoma, they have a waterfront association of all the different marinas and operators down here, and they started getting together about a year and a half ago to meet to coordinate on different types of things like this. And there are also liveaboards who live on their boats, who do create more waste and have to get pumped out. They started to get together to want to find out what are the regulations, what are the ways that we can help.
Kind of working downscale from city to marina managers to groups like us, where I stand as kind of the go-between, and then working with liveaboards. From that came a liveaboard association, which is the first one south of Seattle down here. And that created kind of an avenue for us to communicate with the boating community.
We were working with the liveaboards on pump-out situations, and so they formed the Tacoma Liveaboard Association, and in an effort to show management and the community that the liveaboards were involved in a good way, not a negative way that sometimes they are.
We are not just about facilities, we're not just about boats, we're about people and the responsibility that we all need to exercise in terms of keeping our waterways clean.
I've discovered that the impact of the average liveaboard is actually much less than the impact of the average household. We use a lot less resources, we generate a lot less garbage, we have much less volumes of water pollution that we might put out. Say, for instance, a household uses a lot more with a dishwasher and things that most of us boaters don't have. But to take responsibility and to say that I do know that it's easy to forget that this is drinkable water, potentially drinkable water, that we're sitting on top of. So it's easy to forget that water that I might use in a drain goes right out into the bay.
I wouldn't single out liveaboards per se. They're a representative group of the people that are active on the waterway, but they're easy to contact. The recreational boater might come when you're off hours or weekends, and so they are a group. It's a pretty eclectic way of lifestyle. I used to be a liveaboard on this waterway right when they started the Superfund cleanup, so I'm very connected with it.
Number one, we knew that we needed to clean up Commencement Bay, given the Superfund designation that occurred in the 80s. But two, it was also the recognition that just cleaning it up, we needed to have development occur also. So it was a win-win kind of a strategy that said environmental cleanup combined with development could be a way to go.
Recontamination is an issue, and that can be from the soaps that you wash your dishes with to what gets flushed out of the head of a boat, to the bottom paint that's on the boat, to the zincs that keep the boat from the electrolysis process. So those are some of the issues.
And the more I got on the web and did some research about this area that we're living in, Foss Waterway, the more I was amazed and humbled by how much work has taken place to clean up what we consider, and maybe take for granted, a beautiful place. It's a great downtown location, beautiful marinas, wonderful esplanades to walk on.
Where we've come from is essentially a septic tank to something that we're all proud of, to where we now have the highest concentration of environmental star responsible marinas.
Combined with the Puget Sound Keepers Alliance, or kind of did a collaborative effort to get both an EnviroStars and Clean Marina Washington certification for the marinas. And so down here on the Foss Waterway we have 4 of the 5 marinas certified through the EnviroStars Clean Marinas program.
From that period of time, in a short 10-year period that we're getting recognition for that sort of concentration for environmental responsibility is a phenomenal statement. Not just on the marina and the investments made, but by the people like Monterey and the liveaboards, who basically have spearheaded this first annual event.
Working with Jeff Barney from Citizens for Healthy Bay, when Will and I first sat down with Jeff to say we're thinking about forming this association, he was helpful even at that point to say, yeah, I think it's great. If you get some visibility with some city groups, here are a few groups you might want to try to be at the table with. So when they have meetings, if you have a voice and you represent the liveaboards at that table, you can begin to have an impact on decisions made about what's going to happen with this waterfront down here.
And they were aware of the concerns and the issues that we had. Management had their issues, the state had their issues, the city had their issues, and didn't focus on liveaboards, but just boaters and marina activities.
And from that, we decided to meet with the marina manager and say, so what would you like to see the liveaboards do to make us a valuable group and make your job easier? And from that, started talking about other liveaboard groups and their successes. In Seattle, the Washington Liveaboard Association, and started looking at the positives, the things that weren't necessarily aligned with what we were trying to do, and figuring out, well, how would we benefit if we patterned ourselves after them and then tailored it to what we need.
Working closely with Marina Hosford, who was one of the key people in establishing this liveaboard association, and working with her to spread that word. If I can engage citizens and work with 10, 12, 14 that really understand what's going on here, they can reach back to their community at large and impact more of those people within their community, 20, 30, 40, 50. So that's the kind of the strongest way we can help spread our message, is to reach those that can help reach others.
With the vendors that we had here today, with the exhibitors who represented not only more environmentally friendly products, but the divisions of the city and the Department of Ecology and state parks, all the different folks that were here with their programs to raise awareness, with their resources that they can put behind their programs, the partnerships that were formed. I mean, that's what I feel most excited about what we just did. And the way that we created a network now that's a real foundation, and people that know about each other and made more connections here today, just feels like a real good foundation.
I hope for next year that we can increase the awareness, the visibility of it, and at the place that we're looking at on the waterway, it would have more public dock space.
Already we're in discussions with the Foss Waterway Seaport Museum to move it there next year, so it's not in a parking lot, and it's set up in a real maritime situation. It's a beautiful venue with about 700 feet of dock, so all the boats could tie up right there in front, so people can just make a loop through.
I'm hoping it's exactly what it says on the brochure, that this is the first annual event of many annual events. I see it growing. I see the capability of not only the celebration of this event, but the responsibility that it conveys, because I do think we have a major responsibility here. This is a form of recreation. It's important to educate people. People need to be around water. They need to be on water and take that responsibility serious. This is one of the ways to do that. Educate us as well as have some fun. So I'm hoping it happens every year, and I'm expecting to expand in importance, educational mission, as well as just a recreational having fun.
I have to say that the message that I took away from the opening ceremony that we had, and the blend of different entities, different groups that came together to celebrate this message, really I feel very inspired by. I feel very solidly on good, I guess I would say I feel on solid ground about what we tried to do and what we seem to have done as a first year for our event.